So, welcome to the channel, Full Send Productions, or Full Send, you might notice on our socials or YouTube. We picked up this 2007 Mercedes E320, that's right, V6, with a whole host of faults on it. We don't really know how many of those are actual faults or sub-faults, but we're going to show you the journey we're going to go on to fixing it up. So I hope you enjoy the channel. This thing has got an immense amount of damage on it. Look, 2007 car. It's got phone, cruise control, paddles, auto, like heated seats. It's got, let's see what this seat, see if it all works. See what buttons work and don't work. Got the headrest. Oh, it works as well, look at that. That's amazing. This car has literally got every gadget you could want. But it's got its engine management light on it. Haven't even driven this car yet. So let's take it for a spin and see if it actually makes a difference on the power output, I guess. Where do you think we should go then for a little drive in this? It's first drive out. Where would you recommend? You know anywhere local?
Yeah, near Laycock, I reckon.
Laycock, yeah. That could be a shout. Auto box seems to be working well. Oh my God. That's foot's flat to the floor.
This is max power.
This is max power. So we're doing 25 miles. No, hold on. See if we can get it up. Yeah, 30. So I reckon we've all driven cars and got an idea of how powerful they are or how underpowered they are. But I actually think this one's probably got about 10 horsepower at the minute, because there is absolutely nothing. I'm not sure what the actual figures are for what this car should have from stock. So maybe we can find someone that can check what the power output is. Because what I don't want to do is spend endless amounts of money trying to find out what that fault is. Because in the past, I've bought cars and plugged it in, scanned it, and it's got like 10, 20 faults on it. You clear them all, there's a few left in there. But unless you really know what you're looking for, you could end up spending money on all different things, turbos, EGRs, and actually it could just be a pipe that you can't see that's hidden, and then all along you spend all this money, come along to it and go, oh, there's a broken pipe there, and that's enough for it to literally throw it off. And then what that does in the background is make other things struggle as well. So it might not have even had a light on the dash, but in the background it could be causing itself problems. Really, I think we need to find someone who's willing to basically have a look into the engine management system on this car. Back in its heyday, I think this car, what do you reckon would have cost? 50, 60,000? 70? I reckon it would have been a lot. Tell you what, it'd actually be quite interesting to see what this car was new back in 2007.
Yeah, when it first came out.
When it first came out, exactly. Also, what the power should be from when it was first made to what it is now. Exactly. It will have dropped naturally over time, but it's whether we can even potentially bring that power back up to what it should be. Because at the minute, that is foot flat to the floor. Ready, look? Foot flat to the floor. I've seen horses run faster than this. Grand National for one. We're going full send on this at the minute, and we're hitting 40 mile an hour. By the way, all of Wiltshire is like this. Even in the town centres, they don't have shops. We don't have shops. We just have farms. So actually, up here now is a shop. This is Banksy House shop. Yeah, you can go in there for a pint. Brilliant. Let's take this out for a run, see what we come back with. I'm not sure that hill was the right hill to come up in this car. Because I tell you what, it's probably going up that hill like 5 miles an hour creeping. So what we could do, could be something as simple as a loose pipe or something in the bonnet. And there's me thinking I'd struggle to find how to open it.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. So, well, doesn't look like there's any loose pipes, is there? To be honest with you, there is probably
Inside,
loads of different things under that could be causing the fault. I mean, look at that. Where would you even start? I've got a better idea. Rather than spending loads of money on trying to find out what's wrong with this, I've got an idea.
Hello mate, how you doing?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, not too bad mate, enjoying the sun.
Lovely. Well, me too. Well, I was until I was trying to come up the hill up by Laycock. We just got this Mercedes and it's lost all its power. Come up the hill, must be doing like 5 miles an hour.
Oh mate, nightmare. Where are you?
Do you know where the rising sun is in Laycock?
Yeah, I'm just down there now.
You're up there, where?
Just in the rising sun mate.
What are you doing?
Well, I was
Having a drink?
No, I was going to go see a customer mate. Do you want to come have a look?
Is that all right?
Well, yeah, of course it is mate. Yeah, give me a sec.
All right, mate, I'll see you in a minute.
Literally.
Can't believe that. He's literally up. Apparently he's in the pub down the road. See you in a bit, mate. Bye.
See you, mate.
What are the chances of that? He's literally down there seeing a customer. Oh, he just finished.
That's mine, is it?
That is. What's he doing there? That's fate, isn't it?
Look at that perfect.
That's
colour.
almost like it was planned. You would genuinely think that was planned, wouldn't you? What are the chances?
I can't believe that.
I can't believe that. Literally perfect.
There is worse places to break down though, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, look at that view. But shame I was in me work trousers and a bit hot. You're definitely,
alright, mate.
you're ready for the day. I'm not the only one who was not ready for this heat. Yeah, literally come up the hill. It felt like it was doing like 5 miles an hour. It's got no power in it whatsoever.
Right,
We were joking on the way here saying, look, I reckon it's probably got about 10 horsepower. Is that possible?
It's very poorly if it is mate. What's that? Is it? What's your 320?
Do you know,
320?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what it is. I know it's a V6. I just got the keys and...
So you're missing about 200 horsepower then?
Do you reckon that's what it should have then from factory? But
About 210, 220 I expect from factory. Do you have a look?
is that all right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
Fine, mate. Cool.
So I have no idea really where the ECU's on this to plug in. So is it not a standard that it has to be accessible from
So
a seat,
yeah, it's
the driver's seat? Is that the right thing?
within a metre of the steering wheel, so it can be anywhere in that car within a metre of the steering wheel.
Right, so you'd find it in here then, surely.
Well, generally we try and hope that they're in the right place. So we've been normally looking at the pedals, but they can be anywhere. Some cars I go to and you've got to pull covers off.
But that's a metre of the steering wheel, and if it's on the steering wheel, if it's a European car, it can also be on the other
passenger side, yeah.
So in theory, the wheel could be that side, but yours.
Yeah,
your
generally they
OBD
try and
port
keep
could
it
be
on this side. Some weird ones like the Mercedes Sprinter, still right over on the passenger side over there. And then some Vauxhalls and stuff, you've got to pull trim out that's not been out for 10 years just to get to the
So
port.
before you come to a car then, and you look at, for example, like I've just told you, I've driven up that hill, it's got no power. Have you, before you even plug that in, is your mind starting to think, what's wrong with this? Before you even plugged it in, are you going, it could be this, this and this because I've had this, this and this before, or literally
it can be
blank canvas?
It can be, but sometimes you try and avoid that being the case because otherwise you turn to a car and you go, well, I know what it's going to be, and you skip the easy stuff. So a lot of the time when you come to a vehicle, it's something pretty simple, but because you're already thinking in your head what it can be, you can sometimes overstep the easy step, the easy repairs. So it's always best to sort of come to it with a bit of an open mind, plug it in and do a full health report and see what it actually comes back with.
Because we plugged this in already with our £10 special.
Yeah.
And you probably get that quite a lot.
I do. Yeah, the amount of times I get customers ring me up and say, oh, I've plugged it in, my friend's plugged it in, he's told me exactly what the fault is. And when you get there and you plug it in with a dealer level tool, you get completely different results.
I think you're right, because I tell you what, the amount of times I've plugged in a car and my experience in it is limited.
Yeah.
I've been in the motor trade for years, And some people will pretend that they can plug in a scanner and go, just as I've got this really expensive kit, it's going to tell me everything for it. But the problem is we specialise in each part of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you've
completely.
got a real specialist part in what you do, and it's a bit like magic, really. You have to be really good at it. I know I'm probably like making it out to be.
You know, magic's all fake, right? It's all sleight of hand, but
Well, I mean, that's probably what it is there, because that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a magic bit at all. But I think,
this makes me look like a much better mechanic than I am.
well,
probably.
that's true. But well, no, I don't think so. I think you're good. I think you're good. So yeah, I mean, we have no idea. I mean, we plugged it in, right? And I'll tell you now, we came up with 350 volts on it.
Well, that's an achievement for a cheap
What's
scanner.
the maximum you've ever come across?
Generally, most cars I come to will have 10, 15 volts in them, but it'll be stuff that's not going to affect the vehicle. I see 50, 60, 70 volts is not uncommon because cars have got so many computers
So
now.
why would this have like 350? Is this like a problem with the ECU, or is it?
It
Just like,
could be the fact the battery
or the
voltage has been low at some point and it will throw all sorts of sporadic
Could it
faults.
even be even our £10 special code reader?
It could be. It could be. We don't
What's
know.
the chances?
We don't know. Well, let's get it plugged in,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what we got
Okay,
when we
cool.
plug it in.
Let's do that then. So these tools are thousands on their own, but not only that, you can have like a 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 pound pitted kit, but have zero knowledge. But I know that Tom has literally got years and years of knowledge, and every time he's come out and scanned a car for us in the past, he has managed to rectify it and save us thousands. You know, we were looking at it before and we were getting faults on this one. I had like an older car, and it was coming up with loads and loads of different faults on it, and you could turn around and go, oh, it's got the catalytic converter, it's a fault, but actually it could be something else that's causing the fault for it. So rather than spending thousands upon thousands, this is really clever, because the data will tell Tom, but Tom actually is almost as wizardry with it because of the actual kit. Without the knowledge of how the kit works.
I think the sun's getting to your head. You're being a bit nice today.
Oh, it was nice. Always good. There's a few other things to do on this car that we've looked at. So straight off the bat, it's immaculate, really, for a 2007 car. The interior is immaculate. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen another example look as good as this, but what we want to really do is get these refurbished. As you can see around here, all the corrosion inside of there. And what can happen is you end up taking those wheels off, and the centre caps may break because they're so brittle and old. So we may end up having to put some new centre caps as they come off. As you can see, all of these curb marks on there, all of the corrosion. Would be really good to get some fresh paint on them as well. Even as a bonnet goes, and as a front of a car, and most people will relate to this, they will see that and think, how did a 2007 car essentially not have stone chips? I mean, it's got one little chip on there. So whether this has been painted, refurbished, or who knows, but it's done 101,000 miles. So it's going to be a case of it's either been extremely well looked after, or it's had some paint work done. I think it's probably going to be the fact it's been really well looked after. What do you reckon this car was from factory then? Oh. That was something I was thinking about earlier. Because even back then, 2007, I know inflation and prices go up and stuff, but what do you reckon that was worth back then?
That's a weird one. I hadn't really thought. Maybe 40?
You reckon?
35, 40? I'm
What
trying to
would
think
that
back then.
be
A Range Rover back then was 100 grand new, so what are they worth
What's
now?
that going to be in our money now, though? So 20 years ago, what do you reckon that's like? 80,000 car?
Yeah, probably.
If you had to go buy this car now,
70, 80,000 pounds if you bought
if you were
a new
going to go
E-Class
buy
now?
one of these now, what do you reckon it'd cost?
Yeah, probably. I reckon I'd probably be looking at about 80,000 pounds
£80,000
for a nicely spec'd E-Class now.
And these are so rare that I think this is a perfect car to basically get the bits tidied up and put it back to stock, because it's not been messed about with. All of this is factory. You see these cars, and what do you tend to see on them?
Oh, you see these cars and they've got strange stickers all over the back of them. They've been in car parks and all the corners have been rounded off.
For example, and even the bumper trims. I mean, okay, so overall those years, look, it's got that tiny little scuff there, but it's a big car. it is a fair. I mean, modern cars nowadays from 20 years ago, okay, they are a bit more this size, but back when this was it had just been released, this car would have been, well, most cars back then would have been about there, wouldn't they?
Yeah, we would have still, 2007, what, Peugeot 207s?
207 Astras, and they would have all been to about there, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So you think about how that extra space and all those years, the people that have been driving this car or have owned it, how they've managed to drive this car without scuffing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it has got parking sensors, which...
Yeah, but parking sensors can't fix stupid, can they?
That's very true, you couldn't be wrong. So what have you found on this then? Essentially, what have you got?
So yeah, I've gone through this. I've got 5 faults with the engine.
Yeah.
4 of them are related to the upstream O2 sensor. So that sensor has failed. That's going to need to be replaced. It shouldn't take too long to do, nice and easy to get out, bit of heat. And you've got a fault in there related to the swirl flaps as well. It's a common fault on these.
Really?
Yeah, real common fault. So with those 5 faults, what I would recommend doing is get the O2 sensor replaced.
Is that going to be like an expensive part, do you think?
Not overly. I wouldn't recommend putting a cheap part on there. I try and stay away from the unknown eBay stuff.
So maybe if I would I need to go to like the main dealer for that then, do you think?
You could do, but I would normally recommend just a reputable auto factor and just give them a call. They'll then know. And
that other part, that swirl flap, is that going to be on the shelf in a factor, really?
So the swirl flaps are a little bit harder. Generally, the auto factors won't be keeping them, so then you're looking at a dealer or online. Or you do have options where we can, turn them off electronically, and providing they're not broken up inside, we can just turn them off and leave them, and the vehicle will run quite happily. If it's some of the vehicles, like some of the BMWs, we've got to be quite careful. We've got to physically remove them for doing that.
Yeah, I think what we do on this one is we'll go find out how much these parts are and get this back into the workshop and replace the sensor.
Yeah, definitely replace that sensor,
and then the swirl flaps.
Yeah.
If we can get them both replaced. What are you thinking? You can come back. How long do you reckon it's going to do to replace them roughly? Like
the swirl flaps now. Yeah, I reckon you can get done this afternoon.
Yeah.
You got guys back in the workshop.
I reckon it'll be on the shelf. I reckon that swirl flap and the lambda sensor, O2 sensors, lambda sensor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe if I ring up, see if I can get the parts. I reckon they'll both be on the shelf. If they're both common parts for it.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get it back in the workshop.
Yeah, you
fixed.
get it in.
So you reckon?
Well, tell me on. It's about 12 o'clock now, is it? Yeah. You get it into the workshop. Give me a shout when you know what's going on with the parts.
Yeah.
I've got another customer to go and see now, but if you can give me a shout, I can probably pop back out later on this afternoon. Make sure it's all happy.
Cool. All being well, and there's no other things that we break because it's getting on now. So
it's an 18-year-old car. Yeah,
we can end up snapping something
yeah.
on this, can't we? So
yeah.
Let's just hope that those 2 bits come off straightforward. If they come off straightforward and the parts are on the shelf. Maybe we can run down to a Mercedes dealer because they're not going to deliver to us, not at this short notice, but maybe we can run out to them, pick one up, bring it back, fit it.
Yeah, give me a shout, and then if you want me to
from
squeeze
there.
a few more ponies out of it and a bit better fuel
Amazing.
economy,
Right.
give me a shout. I'll try and get out to you later.
Let's roll out there. I forget what is it? E320, E280?
E320.
E320, we found out what it was. Brilliant. So we just had the map done, and what else did we have done to it? What did you do?
So for the stage 1 remap, and obviously you've just done the
O2 sensor. O2
Yeah.
sensor's been done.
So just on its last final health check now.
So we're going from 215, 220?
220 horsepower to 260 horsepower, 450 newton meters torque up to 500 newton meters. So yeah, it should be a nice noticeable change.
We've gone from 10 horsepower, which is what we had going up the hill.
yeah.
And then we've gone from 10 up to 220 after the fault was fixed with the lambda sensor.
Yeah.
And then now we've gone from 220 to 260. So,
Yeah.
and what MPG do you reckon we'll get from it? So what's it stock? 45?
I don't know what it is stock, to be honest.
But we get 10. We should get 10%.
About 10% improvement on whatever it is
yeah.
stock on these.
That'd be good.
Yeah, and the other thing you'll find when you put your foot down in one of these, the throttle pedal sometimes there's a bit of a delay between you putting your foot down on the car, going, "Oh, I'll do something with that," and going. We try and get rid of as much of that as well. So when you put your foot down, you get it moves straight away. Just makes it feel a bit nicer to drive.
And then what we're going to do is plan on seeing how much more economical the car is
Yeah.
when we go up to the auction houses as well. So we're planning on going up to an auction house up in the north of the country,
Yeah.
see what this can do, see how it drives, reliability, and see what we can get for going and buying a car from an auction. That might be the next project, but really, at the moment, we want to see what this one actually drives like. Does it drive after it's been fixed as nice as it looks? It drove nice, but underpowered.
Yeah.
It was a smooth drive, albeit
Yeah.
slow and sluggish. It was smooth. There was no rattles or clanks. What's that, TJ?
No, it's actually, yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice. That is me done. Just needs its road test now. Make sure you're happy
Right.
with what we've done to it.
Let's go and do a road test then. So you sort of see what she feels like going. We're just entering a 50-mile-an-hour area.
Definitely just pull a lot better.
It's beautiful. Honestly, apart from the chair being so far forward to the steering wheel, we've got a flappy paddle gearbox as well. So, but I think we've got to do something with it first. So, no, I don't know. Maybe we'll downshift. Oh, here we go. Right, so third.
Whoa,
Bit of a kick.
look at that, yeah. That's way better than the
Way better than the 10
Yeah,
10 horsepower
yeah.
earlier.
key back. You just see
Honestly,
it,
it's a beautiful ride.
yeah.
So it's a 6-speed auto, paddles. Again, these would have been like some of these manufacturers for their cars. They're just so far in advance for what other cars would be. Like,
Yeah.
I think what they get from a
What
lot of
year
the
is
time.
this, to be
So this
fair?
is 2007, and I think they get a lot of their data and a lot of their like performance and stuff like that comes from like Formula One and
Yeah.
motorsport, where they then putting into place the technology from the track that they get into the road cars. So if they got, for example, like a bigger budget and there's a luxury car, they'll put the technology in from a car years and years advance. See, that's just absolute power from a diesel as well. And it handles beautifully. And like, to be honest with you, I'm actually not putting my foot down on it too much, and
Yeah.
it just pulls. Just pulls. You ever been in a car where you're just cruising along and it's just like, oh my God, I've just hit 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, yeah. It just feels like endless power.
Yeah. But it feels like you're doing 120,
Yeah.
but you're actually doing 70 and you're just cruising along.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
before you know it, you feel like you've really hit 70.
Yeah.
And it's just, but that's opening it up now, and she is just going, absolutely going. For a diesel, just doesn't drive like a diesel, just. Now, this is what you call, is this either a broken car or should they be on the road? Should they be on the road? This is a national speed limit. Have they got something wrong with their car? Okay. Wild. That I've not seen. That's peculiar. They've obviously got something wrong with their
It's got
car.
to be limboed.
Well, let's see what it lights up like. Yeah.
Oh,
National speed limit. That's it. Just hit the speed limit there.
yeah. You can really feel the tugging, to be fair. It really does pull real nice.
Beautiful car. Honestly, like. That concludes this trip. That was a lovely drive.